What's good, YouTube? Today we have another market watch. As the dust kind of settles from the ban list, a lot of more subtle changes are happening, but some of them are bigger than others. And the first one here is Dragon's Mirror. So the only thing I can think of that this could coincide with from ban list hype is maybe Future Fusion. But again, you gotta last the whole turn, and this probably isn't the most optimal card to do that with, but $100 for the near mint, only one on the entire market. The rest are all light played, and light played over here, and for some reason the comments pop up. I guess they just said all the sets, even though, you know, they're not that one. So, light played, 100. What do you guys think of this? We see this happen to a lot of collector's cards, right? And this card has been a $40 collector card from the DR4 set. We often see weird things happen with DR4 and STBL because they're both super collectible and usually really awesome to look at. 100. You guys might want to get these out of your closet, out of your trade binders, and go ahead and list them and start lowering that price and start seeing where they actually sell at. So list them at $99.99, list them at $89.99, keep lowering it until you see where it's at. Of course, not going under $40, its original price, but see where the new selling point is, where people really are willing to pay for this card, because this is completely out, and I figured there was some bigger mid listings, maybe like 60, but I actually don't know. Let's go into sold listings and turn it to in date recent first. Is there a lot of people putting DR4 when it's not DR4s? Sold at 50, February 17th. All these sales are pretty old, so no recent sales. Maybe it just was naturally low quantity on eBay, or everybody pulled theirs when they saw the price spike. But it's pretty crazy that none exist on eBay, right? And that only one exists over here at 100. Boombuku going on down. I would get rid of yours now, unless you're expecting to play Majespecters, in which I would still think about picking it up later, because Majespecters is not the most respected deck. Ties Majespecters a good deck. It appears in regional top cuts once in a while. Could give Paleozoic some fits, as you can't Dynamiscus and that kind of stuff, but once the Toad's established, I feel like it's real rough, especially with the Dupe Frog. I don't know. I still see it going down a little bit, not too much more, since it's the $3 Ultra, and this is the reprint. And you don't really play Kieran and Pure Majespecters a lot of the times. Ooh, don't get me started, because it's really hard to summon. Almost always you were tribute summoning it out, and a lot of people chose to cut it. You can go back and look at top cut deck list, and a lot of people chose to cut it from Pure Majespecters, even in the more recent tops. And we see over here, 375. Ooh, we're on best match. Sorry for the best boys. Go to buy it now. Let's see. Yep, 350, 370, 370, 370. Pot of Desires. Show me what you desire. Tell me what you desire. It is going back up. So with Wrap here at 2, the reason a lot of people cut this was they couldn't banish their pieces. Well, now a lot of people are going to deviate from Zoo, even though Zoo is still going to be a really good deck. People are already figuring out the combos, showing how to extend, what extenders you need to do your combos. The Lunalight combos still exist. But a lot of people going back to Pot of Desires. It's a card that I would think you'd be playing in Paleozoics. And it's a lot of people going with that option. So we see the market price never really changed over here, even though the norm is much lower. You don't see that much on TCG Player. But we see $60 lowest here, and we had reviewed it, and it had dipped under the $50 mark recently. So this is a pretty significant increase, although percent-wise it's not. $10 is a pretty big bump to any card in our game. And we see the lowest is actually a Canadian at 60, and 62 from Costa Rica. Your first one shipped from the USA looks to be 65, and it just quickly rises. So, actually, TCG Player may be the better place to come for these, as we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market lowest, and then we've got a few others. So, if you're playing Paleo, yeah, definitely a card I would suggest picking up if you got rid of them. Ooh, will it go back up further? It could. It could go back all the way through national season, and I don't think it'll dip that back down as we head towards Megaton season. So I think we're going to see the kind of thing. But again, cards like Solemn Strike tend to retain a pretty good amount of their value, so you'll be getting your play worth through April, May, June, July, and August. So renting the card only to lose 30 in a sense if it dips back down, not the worst deal that you could make. 5 months of use, lose 90 on a play set, and you don't even have to lose. Just get rid of it right after Nats if you're playing through Nat season, or get rid of it at a decent time. That would be my suggestion. Necrovalley got its errata, and the ultimate is quickly spiking. We see the market price at 23, 24-ish, already up to 30 lowest. And we see that over here as well. It's really hard to predict if this will continue going up or go down. Very, very good card. You need a written translation, which is kind of annoying for the ultimate rare. But again, with anything that is a different card by erratas, you need to let your opponent know what it now does to prove what it does. And I would just print it out with the picture when it updates on the Wikia. I'm glad that it got its change. I think it's a great check to Paleozoics. The ultimate rare is beautiful. I've seen a few of these. I've owned a few of these before. I should have never got rid of them back when they were like 12 forever ago. They keep coming back in formats, but this time it's coming back because it's getting its effect actually errated. If you haven't seen that, it basically stops anything this other than itself clause is going to be away. So like Paleos can't bring themselves back if this is up. That's pretty good. So yeah, if you have Ultimate Necrovalleys, I wouldn't necessarily suggest selling it now. It's a great card, but I would definitely say it's a tough choice, right? If you had them forever, you might want to get rid of them if you have no interest in it, but I would think you have an Ultimate Necrovalley because you like Necrovalley. Crystal Wing keeps going down, as we see the norm here is 59 and it's at 55. The Invocation decks, I think, will still be doing really good, but they struggle really hard against Paleo. Every time I've watched the match, even when they establish a Crystal Wing, it's just them trying to overcome. We saw a feature match where there was a Wiretap Cosmic Cyclone mained in one of these, and both resolved, and like it was looking okay for the invoked player, and he just got crushed by Paleo still. I call it the beautiful struggle, because it fights and fights and fights till it just can't fight anymore. And we see the lowest over here on eBay is actually 52, but it's a trap. Look at that madman trying to sell his 4-in-1. So 58 is actually the lowest over here. TCG player being cheaper on quite a few cards recently. That's pretty interesting, right? We see the back and forth. Yesterday it was eBay winning. Today on the cards I'm focusing on, it's TCG player. Always shot both. The broken record right here, just trying to save you guys some money. Just open another tab and look. Pre-preparation of rights is a $250 card. Kind of interesting that rituals are so hype. I can't really tell you why, because the new blue cards don't need this. The Link monsters don't need this. But it's actually really hyped for Link format, odd enough. And Manjus continue to go up, actually. Like, this is pretty insane to me. Look at this. The common, lowest. They're all light played at $8 for the IOC common. That's pretty insane to me. Let's find our first... oh, they're all played on the first page, all the way through 9. Near mint, $10, No Limit Gaming. Those are the TOs for some of our tournaments. What is going on here, though? This is pretty crazy. Like... You see 877 No Limit Gaming also first on the scene here. The other common, I think the supers are the cheapest, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, super rare, 625 out of the Secret Forces. Crazy how high this card keeps going. It's just constantly defeating its market price. And we come over here, and 650 super is the lowest as well, and not even a set. And the commons seem cheaper on eBay, although these could all just be light play. The Legendary Collection, Yugi's World one, nice. Mild play. It's kind of disgusting what's happening with Manju. So if you have Manjus, I would probably sell them, but everybody tell me down below what you're hyped for with all this ritual stuff, because I'm not buying it. I don't think it'll be that big of an impact. Manju always an amazing card, don't get me wrong, but the DT being 12, only $3 above like the other versions, and even matching in some places, like we just saw lowest of 11-ish here. I really don't know what to tell you guys. Let's actually look up the DT real quick on eBay. It's crazy to me. I don't think it's justified, but there's only 67 Manjus on all of eBay, and they're low. Like, there's a lot of light played. But here is a low of 11, 15 before $12 here as well. I can't justify it. I can't tell you guys what it's about besides hype for Link format. And finally, the oddball of the ban list, the most unaffected, Wisdom Eye Magician is still only 50 cents. He will be interacting with the new Pendulum Magicians because it's a Magician or Performer Battle card in your Pendulum Zone. The guys coming out in Pendulum Domination, I believe that's the set name. They have Magician in their name, so Wisdom Eye will probably be a factor in that format. And you have searchable Pendulum calls, and it's going to be interesting to see how that deck does at Nats with the set coming out before. We've confirmed, I believe, that Nationals is July 7th through 9th in Chicago. That's going around because it looks like it's booked at the Pier. So rest in peace, Marcus Hayden, YVM Zone. He won YCS Minneapolis and he lives in Chicago. So his flight, he doesn't get a flight to Nats, but he gets a hotel still. So thanks for watching this Market Watch. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts on everything. Is the ritual hype real? Is Necrovalley, would you keep your ultis if you have them, and how do you feel about it? There's very cheap versions. The other versions are still like dollars, by the way. So no, people were like, oh, you only reported on one Super Lone Fire last time. Well, I'm commenting on a very specific version, which is the ultimate. Pot of Desire's back up, you know, minus all your cards to win the game. And Babuku on the down, of course. The Metal Foe players no longer need them. And Super Dragon's Mirror, $100 and only one on market. Sell yours now, in my opinion, but maybe not.